turned in your questionnaire to the newspaper?
I got it, I haven't turned it in yet.
Same here.
Get her
I'll
done.
work on it at some point.
Yeah, please.
I have like, what do we have, 9 days yet?
You're good. All right.
Procrastinator.
Anything else for Carol, you guys have?
We got at least paid before they start really worried about it.
Mark,
No.
Shannon, and Jordan, you have anything for Carol?
Yeah, I got a question. Talk about this and that, certain grants. Is they have their own entity or they piggyback off of us? I mean,
You
it's,
think of us.
okay, so they can't put in for anything on themselves, like the casino mini grants or anything like that. It'd be through us.
Right, they would use the city's tax ID number.
Okay, but they could still do their own.
That's what you're asking. If
Yeah.
we can ask for something, they ask for something.
Well, so 2 years ago, it was like one per tax ID number. And I believe it was the same this year, and anyone who received a grant a mini grant in '24, was asked not to apply again in '25.
Okay,
Okay, so we'd be eligible again in '26. And I would guess that we would have the same, like one application for tax ID.
okay. It's like the community club, they have their own. They put in for their own.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was gonna find out too, because if they can put in for their own, because somehow one of their book dealers is done. And now that she's just going through Amazon and everything's not quite, they were getting a 40% discount before. And I thought they could get some grants for stuff like that, and take the money, but that's what I wanted to find out.
Yeah, it's just as hard for libraries to find grants too.
Mhm.
You guys have anything for Carol before we move on? Chad or Rick? No? Okay. Consent agenda. Minutes from September 8, October 1 meetings, treasurer's report, most of those.
We need a copy, Chad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't where I normally am, so I couldn't print mine off today.
Sorry, I just noticed. All you have to do is ask.
My neighbor was helping me out.
Yeah. There's the agenda. I've written on this one.
Carol, what account does the seal coating come out of?
Road use tax, the maintenance,
So I wasn't seeing it in there, is it just not?
oh,
there?
because we paid the bill this month,
Oh. And this is, okay, yeah,
yes.
this is up until this month, okay.
I just signed that check now.
Okay.
You can take.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of September 8th, October 1, the treasurer report and list of those. I'll support.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, we'll move forward. Oh, Scott, see you. Hi.
Hello.
What time?
Did Andy call you or not?
No?
Oh, I don't know if he's coming or not.
Oh,
So I guess I can just text him.
hi Scott.
Yeah.
I gave the rundown as like we talked about to all of these gentlemen via email through all of our conversations, kind of giving them as much of an update as I possibly could. We came with some lovely pictures.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that the thing you said?
Yeah. So we were just chatting, letting them take a look at everything. And I asked you to come just so that everyone could ask you questions. You could explain kind of maybe if you have any questions or concerns for us, anything.
Well, let's talk to Andy too.
Yeah.
When I talked to Mark Zomer, he said that, because when I talked to you earlier, we're talking about offering him 25 for it, right?
Mhm.
He wants 30. See, and that lies the problem.
Yeah.
For investment wise, but he told me somebody else was interested in buying it and developing it.
Ooh.
He wouldn't tell me. So I'm gonna call his bluff and tell him to sell to them.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. If I'm gonna stick all that money in there, you're gonna be telling me that somebody else is offering the same price. Oh, fuck them, they can do it. I mean, how much do you guys want to do on it?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
How much do you want to do on it? I mean, what are you looking to get out of this?
Well, I mean, we want the land.
Well, of course.
Yeah, we want the land. We never have enough.
We want the opportunity to develop it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we never
We
have.
would love for it to be part of,
They would.
I mean, it would be a TIF district, Inwood would be the, there'd be like, if it'd be you or whoever buys it, it'd be like the economic development
Well, yeah.
board. So it wouldn't be completely under our purview, but it would be, we would invest in it and it would be a part of Inwood.
Well, I know
Township.
Joel Lusing would buy some property. I know Andy would buy some property. I know, we could probably find a couple of people that'd be willing to buy property right away.
Right.
But at 30,000 an acre, it's getting pretty high. I mean, because initially I just wanted to stick 300,000 into it. Because if I start sticking like 450,000 or something into that, it leaves me a little more cash poor.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be cash poor. You know what I mean? I mean, you can have all the assets you want, but if you can't buy nothing, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to borrow against it,
Mhm.
So like when I was talking with Andy, when we were talking, 25 for 25,
Mhm.
the investment was going to be 312.5,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And now he's talking 30. Well, then we're getting up there to the point where I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to stick that much money in there. And then plus it takes, at 5,000 more an acre, it takes 5,000 off the top of any potential profit. Because I was thinking, if we get it for, even at 30, I mean, if we can get it developed and we can sell it, figuring like even 65 when you get it developed, and I get it, if it takes 5 years to do it, it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't have enough money to buy all 25 acres.
Mhm.
I do, but then I'd have to borrow it, but then I'd have to borrow it at 9.5%. And a potential of only making 15%, that's only like, 5.5%. I can make more money off of my money up than that, but I'd be willing to buy 10 acres at 30. But, Andy was gonna talk to Joel too and see about it, but then what about the city? Would the city be willing to buy some land?
I mean.
Cause I could potentially find somebody else to invest to buy the rest of the land.
Mhm.
I mean, and he said he would sell 20 instead of 25. So, I mean, that drops it down to 600,000.
Mhm.
So then we just gotta find somebody to buy another 10 acres, and if I get, Andy to buy 5 and get Joel to buy 5,
Mhm. Mhm.
but then it comes to you guys developing it,
Yeah.
and is it gonna be worth it on your side? Cause you guys would be better off buying some of it and then developing it too, but I don't know what your budget is on it.
We don't have a
really know
budget.
either. We gotta figure that out.
Okay,
So I think what would be most beneficial would be everyone who's interested, you, Andy, Joel, whoever else, and all of us, to sit down and have a meeting about it. And
Okay.
Specifically, and just hash it out, decide what's doable and what's not.
Yep.
And for us to have a better idea of what we can invest in it right away over the next few years, what this actually looks like.
okay, well, I can put some numbers together for you if I get, what's his name at DGR there, Gary, if I get Gary to give me the yard or the cubic amount of yards of dirt that's gotta get moved and stuff like that. And I can figure out, I can give you a close estimate of what everything's gonna cost to move all the dirt, get the streets in, and we gotta figure out where we wanna run the sewer though. Do we wanna run that all the way back, or is there a place we can tie on?
That's what he was just here doing, yeah, with the drawings and stuff. Figuring out where we would hook in.
But you think we can hook in somewhere, or, well, water is right there, the water tower is right there. I mean, that's
Yeah,
not an issue.
Yeah, but we have the other side of the road too that we have to think about on Caswell's side.
Yeah,
Series one ran
Mm-hmm.
down here, right? Series one ran right off the corner of that. Here.
Because the dead ends are
What's
a
the
bad
green line?
idea.
The green line sewer?
You see hooked up the sewer there, or is that just the water?
No, that's water. The green is water.
Yeah, the green is
Yeah.
water.
Green is
This
water.
will probably be
Yeah.
proposed what they install,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, see, I think that's that phase one,
We gotta get
it's
it.
right off of
We gotta get it across the street.
oxidation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where, that company on Sioux Falls that we had before, that's where it ran,
So
right?
we weren't quite sure where the connections were on Favor Drive, which is next to Oxidation Technology,
Yeah.
that street. So
Yes.
Gary Kurth was meeting with Jamie Van Beek and Scott Hansen today, just kind of looking at it. I think there's connection. What they'd like to do is if they do that whole development on the south side, then also connect some to the existing properties on the north side, which would include all the way down to Castle.
Yeah, this is all proposed then.
Mm-hmm. That's
So-
proposed.
This has got a 12-foot 8-inch or 12-foot down. There's gotta be, we got a lift station here, right?
On the end of
we do.
Main.
Yeah, so this is the sewer
Yeah,
that he's got in there. So
that's
these
kind of what I
guys
was
aren't hooked
looking
up
at.
to the city sewer yet, then.
No,
No, see, this is all proposed then.
Yeah.
so yeah.
So
they were
then actually,
thinking to
that'd be a lot better if we could run it over here than run it all the way out to the plant. So that the blue line probably would water line.
Yeah.
You go through the water tank.
What they thought with the water was to bring it around and loop it back
Mhm.
into the north side for better
Oh, they could
pressure
bring it over to here, and then. Okay.
with
This
no dead
way.
ends.
No dead ends.
Yeah, because we got, well, there's quite a bit of dirt here that's gotta get knocked down, right in here, because it's.
Yeah,
That's not
it's
that
got the high
much.
points here.
Yeah, because there's 1470 on there, so there's about 4 feet of difference there. Push it, we could almost just push this flat, almost, and just have to go downhill on there. So that probably wouldn't take that much to move it. I mean, if he would tell me how many cubic yards it is to move it, I can tell you how much it's gonna cost.
Oh, yeah.
It would be bigger than this year. That's about it. But, if we would shrink this, the way he's got this laid out is actually pretty good,
Yeah.
you know, cause, they still want access to this land
Mhm.
off in here. So that's why, you know, like you said, we put the street like this, cause the way he drew it up the other way with the big plus in there,
Yeah.
there's no way to get trucks around in there. The first one that you said, I don't think you showed those.
No, because
No.
one, and I hadn't talked to you at that point. When I asked Gary to do that, I was like,
Yeah,
Just-
just draw something.
just draw something.
Cause yeah, you'd be able to come in off in here and if you'd have a turnaround down here, you know, and then this here, you know, you could get traffic to go through there. You know, it's about the only way you can do it.
So my question too, because Gary wondered like, and all of these gentlemen here would want to know too, how quickly we would need to do the infrastructure and develop it.
Well,
So where would you want to be?
on my part, like I said, if I buy 10 acres, I'd be fine as long as we got developed in like 5 years.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Cause I was doing the math on it, on 15% on there, if you add it all in there. At 5 years, I'd have to get about 60,000 an acre to make it worth it. You know, and I think if it was developed in 5 years from now, it might be worth 70. So then it's worth doing, you know, but like I said, I don't wanna tie up more than 300,000
yeah.
for 5 years. Cause I still need money to buy other stuff too. You know, so that's kind of where you guys had said, I'm thinking you're gonna spend over $500,000
Mhm.
pretty easily. Right around that, about 500,000 to develop it. But you'd almost be better seeing if you can't come up with some money.
It's like $1 million for Favor Drive, wasn't it?
It was a half.
You guys spent that much money on that?
For Favor Drive, it was $500,000.
I could have built that for. Cause I could do all this. I mean, and I would obviously do it cheaper because I'm doing it mostly for myself too. And I don't think it would take that long to do it. I mean, I could move all the dirt, we could probably get it all put in 6 months, you know, we gotta work at it. I mean, I built way bigger stuff than this year, a lot more.
So I love the idea of getting all of you guys together. We talked about doing that. The problem with that is pulling us all together before the deadline that Zomer has given us.
Yeah, but that's just the deadline comes on. Really, like I said, if he's got another company, I'll call his bluff and I'll just tell him sell it to them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
another company that's willing to, he told me he's got another company that's willing to buy it and develop it all.
Okay.
Well, then let them do it. Right? Then annex them into Jackson.
What?
Will that be smarter for you guys? Let them spend all the money. So, but you really think they have somebody that's gonna do that? Look at what happened in Canton.
Oh, that's awful.
How's that going?
Yeah, that is terrible.
You know, I don't wanna see that happen either. But that's a lot bigger project than this, too. You know, this year I can see this all getting sold pretty fast.
Yeah.
I mean, especially right on Highway 18. And I know, I know Ozone's wants some ground. I know Andy wants to buy some ground. I know I'd like to have some ground. You know, I'd like to have like 3 acres and Andy wants 3 acres, so that's 6 of it. And Joel will take 3, that's 9. You know, that doesn't leave that much left.
Yeah.
But if you guys could come up with somebody else to invest on it, because Andy's not all the way out yet, but he's got a deal that he was working on that he was gonna sell something, then he's like, well, they offered something else and he might not want to invest.
Mhm.
But he said after he got developed, he'd definitely buy something. So, I guess unless you guys have any ideas who else would wanna buy it, like I said, I'm willing to stick in, buy 10 acres. You know? Yeah,
At the 30.
after 30.
Yeah.
But I don't wanna buy any more than that. Like I said, because that puts me cash forward. You know what I mean? I gotta have enough, like, what if one of my hoses breaks down, costs me $80,000 to get it fixed?
Yeah.
You know, I don't wanna go back and borrow 80,000, you know, fix my dozer.
No.
You know, I really don't like paying interest. And if I had to pay, like I said, if I had to borrow money to buy this, it ain't worth doing.
No.
There's not, it's it's not, I mean, for the city, it would be worth it. Because you're
Because it's a
eventually,
long-term investment.
it's a long-term
Right.
investment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For me, once I sell it, I'm out anyway.
Investor, right.
So, I mean, the most I could possibly make on it is like 40,000 a year on the 5 years if I get 60,000 off my 15%. After paying taxes and capital gains and
okay.
all that, you know, so that's like for me, I'm not even doubling my money in 5 years. And a lot of projects I do, I double my money in 1 year. You know, so, and I, like I said, but the only thing I really want out of the deal when I get done is to have the 3 acres for free. You know what I mean? And that's where my 120, like, then it's worth it to me because I can just park the 300 there, and if I can wind up selling it off, and I wind up with 3 acres for free in the developed area, that would be worth it to me. And I'm in no hurry by any means. You know, I've been in business 20 years, I've been just fine. You know, I've been getting by just fine, I get by just fine another 20 years. But it'd be nice to have a shop right off in there. And especially if I put up a shop, you know, even when I want to retire, then I'll have something to sell to.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see it decreasing in value. Then I think they get like 80 an acre in Rock Valley for theirs. You know, and that's, like I said, you're right on Highway 18 here. I mean, you guys are gonna set your own price, basically.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like I said, I was just hoping 60 is, you know, is kind of what I figured would be reasonable on what I came up with. So like I said, potentially if you buy it for 30, if you get somebody else to invest in it in 5 years, if you had it developed and sell it for 60, you make 40 a year after taxes and everything. And that's not too bad a return. It's like 12.5% on 300 per year, you know. It's not terrible.
No.
Better than putting in CD or anything, you know, because they were at 5, and now shit, I bet you they're going back down to 2.5, probably won't have them anymore. So I guess how long do you guys think it would take you to come up with the money for development? Can you ask the casino for money?
To develop it,
Yeah,
it's not something they typically do. They're not huge on.
So you can apply just once a year, and
It was this year.
deadline was September 19th.
yeah,
It'd be another year.
well, I know, but I'm assuming you guys ain't planning on developing anything right away.
No.
I mean, this is still, I didn't even call Mark back on, like I said, when he told me, well, you better hurry up, we got somebody else that wants to buy it and develop it all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you know, really, what would we, if they did that, somebody else bought it, developed the whole thing, wouldn't you all just annex it into the city and just make money off of it? Why don't you let them do it?
So he's definitely going through Mark.
That's what he told me, that's what Mark told me.
So he's already got it contracted, or can we just go through him? He saves.
That's what Mark told me. He said he had another buyer that was interested and they were gonna develop it. That's what Mark told me. Cause I talked to him, I asked him to ask Galen if they would entertain 25 for 25. And he called me back and he said, nope, he wants 30. And he said, he said he had another investor that was gonna buy it and develop the whole thing. And he said, he's just offering it to me and, Andy and Joel. I was like, I don't know, that sounds like bullshit to me. So, like I said, that's kind of on you guys' call. If we went, like I said, Andy was gonna talk to Joel. I haven't talked to him, and I thought maybe he'd be up here, but I'll probably talk to him tomorrow. But what are you guys really thinking? You can't afford to buy any land of it and develop it? I mean, if you could buy 5 acres yourself, I mean, you're potentially gonna make 20,000 an acre off of it, if you don't have to borrow the money. But I don't know where you guys are sitting.
Yeah, we have to figure that out. Where we're at.
Unless you guys can come up with another potential investor.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, that's all I'm saying. Don't ask me for anything.
Yeah.
So,
We have to, yeah,
totally be fine with
we have
that.
to look and see if we have the funds, and then if we have the funds, that means we're taking it from a potential other project or thing that we want to do, which is fine. We can shift priorities as needed. We do that all the time. So the first thing is to find out if we have the money available to us. And then the second thing is to see if this is more important than XYZ.
Yeah, I understand that. Now, like I said, if somebody else buys it and develops it, why can't you just, like I said, you can't just annex it in and make your money that way?
So
Let them spend all the money?
an involuntary annexation is not awesome.
I know. But what are they gonna do about it? Really?
Yeah. It's not, yeah.
Well,
Our attorney has said that that's generally not the path to go.
I know. But I mean, if it's gonna save you $500 million.
Yeah.
You gotta be ruthless sometimes.
Next would be asking the county to release this part of land to this county right now.
Mhm.
That's the other way to go. Is we'd have to ask the county to release that to the city limits so we can annex that.
Work with the property owners, the
Yeah.
annex,
Yeah,
not the county.
it's not the county's land, it's
So
Galen's
county
land.
would still give property tax in that area. But if you annex it in, the city would also get property tax on it.
Yeah, like city just gives a
That's-
partial of what the county gets.
Right.
So the county takes the property tax and divides it out to the city.
And school, and
Yeah, that's, I'm assuming that's how it works.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
I was understanding that the county could release that.
So once it becomes
It
city
would be part of
limits is
it,
when you start collecting money off of it. That's what I'm saying. You annex it
Yeah.
After they
anything
do.
more tips.
But yeah, maybe that's not the right way to do it. That's the way a lot of shit gets done too, so.
you and I, we can try and set a meeting up with Joel and Andy.
Okay, well, I know Andy he said he went and talked to Joel today.
Okay.
And I thought maybe he'd call me tonight, he must have been doing something.
Okay,
He said he doesn't like meetings with people.
yeah,
I don't blame him, nobody does,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I like to keep it between, just 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you got 15 different opinions,
yeah,
changing everything. That's why you sent me something and I was like, no, don't show them that, show them this.
Yeah.
This makes more sense. I mean, and this is very I just told Gary something quick. And I mean, you
Yeah.
literally do this under 5 minutes. So all of this can change.
the
It's
blessing,
just something to look at.
yeah,
Yeah.
the blessing and
Yeah.
the curse is that nothing happens quickly when it comes to city business.
Oh, absolutely. I know
Because
that.
we have to have a meeting to make any decision,
Yeah.
and I need time to think about it and all the things, so. Like getting, and then I have 5 other people, 6, that I need to find time in their schedule to pull together for
Yeah.
stuff. And you and your gentleman too, so, if I
The
can find,
deadline's not great, but I would hope we could get something together.
yes,
And like I said, I'm in for that. And then another thing, like for the dirt work and doing that crap, I can do all that and do that, like, and just hold the payment off on it too. Because I mean, I can do it myself. I have all the equipment to do it. So I can just do it. And I mean, that'd probably save you making a payment. I'm gonna just wildly guess 70,000.
Yeah.
And I can just hold that until later on.
Yeah.
On that. I know that it's more investment on my part, but, it's a thing I can actually make work because it's accounts receivable.
Yeah.
On that. And, that's something I'd be willing to work with too. But we'd also have to, because it's for this, for you guys, we'd have to get a bid, for bids and just on it. And if somebody can bring their equipment and do it cheaper, then let them do it.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about stuff anymore. If I bid something, somebody's like, oh, you're too expensive. I'm like, well, then hire that other person. They're like, well, we're just kidding. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not kidding.
all right, so we'll see if we can find this time next week, I'll send you guys, I'll get us all on a chain, and we can see if we can find a time next week to get together.
Yeah, because, Andy was still waiting on a thing he's working on. He thought he'd know by the end of this week
Okay,
on that. So he might even just be interested in buying, if I can buy 10, could he buy 5? If Joe buys 5, we could shrink it down to 20 also. Because he said he would sell 20. But
okay,
I figured at 25, it lays out better.
sure,
Because this road takes up a lot of room. You know, you're gonna, you lose because we got, like I said, I told them to make that road 38 feet wide. Because if you're gonna be commercial, there's gonna be a lot of trucks going in there, and you're gonna wanna have enough room to turn in here and make this corner and need another truck. And another thing too, going down here, for them to turn around might be a pain. They might have to drive up here and back in there. I mean, but these are smaller lots, so they probably just be, not much truck traffic type of deal too. And you can always combine the lots.
Right.
If you need to. And then kind of like I was talking to Andy too, these would be worth more than the other ones. And this here, he said, is kind of a dead area.
Yeah.
But that's 6.4 acres and it's 66 feet wide. If you guys wanted to, they could put storage or something all the way along there,
See what's the A&R is interested in that.
Because, yeah, you got 66 feet, right, by 426 feet. I mean, you could put somebody, if they wanted to, they could just put a strip of something there. And I know, Mark had said Dalton Limbs was interested in moving Limbs to town. But if they would move Limbs to town, he would want frontage.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't want to pay that much for land, but Galen was willing to sell them land back behind here where you can't see from the highway, to put all the scrap and put one, and then to sell them a lot of front for frontage. And then basically have their parts stick in the back. But I don't know if that interests you at all. I mean, I don't care either way, about that. To me, it sounds like a bunch of junk cars sitting out back.
Yeah.
And I see that. And that's where it runs to in June too. It looks like a junk car, because it is a bunch of junk cars, but not on a fucking farm. He had it out by the railroad tracks out by, or the train trestle out by June
Oh, yeah.
for a while.
Very good.
Yeah, like, keep your cars out there. I was like, you can just have a store, have your store or one building here with some parts in there and then just make them go run out to the freaking acreage to go grab the
Yeah.
parts. Because nobody wants to see that crap, especially
No.
if you line all those cars back here and you got these businesses, it just looks like you got garbage in the back.
Yeah.
And that don't look nice. I wouldn't want it. I mean,
No.
shit, I got a vehicle at my place that I gotta work on. It's been sitting there for 6 months and I hate looking at it. It just looks like trash, but it's not trash. You know what I mean? Because it still works.
All right,
Okay.
so we're gonna set a meeting for next week. I'm gonna be in touch with you and the guys.
Yep.
And we'll find a slot with these guys for as many of them that can make it, and we can see what we can do. Carol will have time to dig in a little bit more to the numbers.
I can talk to Gary a little bit too, and because he can give me like just a topical of how much dirt's gotta get moved.
Okay,
And then I can figure out if we want concrete and stuff like that, how much all that would cost.
okay,
If you would want, because really, we wouldn't have to put much for storm sewers in there, I wouldn't think. I'd have to talk to him about that, about what we think about for collection. I mean, basically, I think he'd want to put it right to this creek. Right? All the runoff. So I think if you turn that, just make that street run down this way and just put a storm sewer that goes out into there, You just gotta slow it down a little bit so it doesn't absolutely flood that creek terribly bad. But that creek is open. It's not tiled, right? It runs past, yeah, it's open back here. I'm pretty sure it's where it runs back.
And we can do that? We can-
I have no idea.
We'd have to talk to DNR or something.
let's
Yeah,
start, let's start with the meeting next week.
Yeah.
With the players.
These are
that-
questions I'm asking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Let's start with the-
It costs more to build intakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That adds cost to everything, That's another $5,000 right here, $5,000 right here, every intake you put in.
Mhm.
So,
Our job will be to look at our finances and see what we could potentially do
Okay.
as a city. And then you can have some more conversations with those
I'll talk to Andy,
guys.
I've been having Andy talk to Joel, that way we ain't going
Yeah.
three-way around, you
Yep.
know what I mean? Cause I don't wanna talk to Andy and then go talk to Joel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it that way.
Yep.
Like I said, you guys kinda know where I'm standing on it, I'm good for 300 on there.
Yeah.
And if you guys come up with somebody else that wants to do that, I mean, if you guys got me, that you wanna kick in there, if you guys come up, buy the couple acres together, I mean, if you can sell it for 60 after 5 years, you know, you're potentially gonna make, for 300, you're gonna make 40. But you gotta find people that wanna invest money that long too.
Right.
Because 5 years is quite a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it just flies by to me, you know. Okay? So if you got
Thank
any,
you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank
yeah,
you.
if you got any questions, just
I
call me.
will
And
call
like I
you.
said, I'll keep talking to Andy.
Okay,
Like I said, he just didn't want to come.
that's okay. No, thank you so much.
And I don't blame him.
I appreciate you so much.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you. Hey, Andre. Sorry,
No, you're
what's up?
good. So I already talked to Carol about this earlier, but our neighbor, Brenda Batts, is at this point harassing us. This all started when she came onto our property and cut down part of our tree. Didn't ask permission, just began doing it. My wife talked to her first. There was a confrontation. She came to Carol. Carol said she couldn't do nothing about it. Then Dan was informed to talk to the sheriff's officer. The sheriff's officer came, went over there. Apparently Brenda was not cooperative and then stopped. She finally stopped cutting our tree. They were told to then remove it. But now at this point, she has already complained twice about our dogs barking. And it's at the point now that today my kids are outside playing with our dogs, and our oldest Riker came in and asked why she was recording them. And when I went out there to confront her, she basically got up and walked away. And when I asked, "You're not allowed to record my kids," and she's like, "I'm not recording your kids, I'm recording your dog. My dogs are playing with my kids. You can't record my kids while they're outside playing. That's actually illegal, part of Iowa's code, I think 44-1, whatever." But I don't appreciate her at this point recording my kids. She's already called the cops twice on us. They came to our house Friday and said that our dogs are apparently barking all day Friday, which is not true. Our dogs are in the house 99% of the day. From 7:15 to 3:30, 4 o'clock is when they're in the house, because no one's home Monday through Friday. They're outside, in and out every hour or so. They go to the bathroom, run around, and then they come back inside. And then they're inside from 9 to 7:15. They're not barking. They don't bark at all unless if they're outside and we go back inside to do something and someone comes up, they bark to let us know someone's there. Or they might see another dog, and dogs do what dogs do. They bark at another dog, but it's not continuously barking. It's not barking throughout the night. They're not outside all throughout the night. At this point, it's harassment. I'm already upset because I don't want my kids to go outside and wonder, hey, why is she recording this? And this is the first time that they saw her recording it. Since Friday, since the cop came to our house and said, hey, can you try to fix the situation? I said, fine, sure. They've been outside with the dogs since Friday. And I have no idea how many times she has recorded our kids playing in our backyard with our dogs, which, once again, not legal, not at all. Because they're all minors, she has no right to record them in any way, shape, or form without our permission. And the code is 441-103.5. Photographing and recording of individuals. An individual's parent or legal representative may take pictures or make audio or video recordings of the individual, but shall not be authorized to take photographs or make recordings of any other individual. With the authorization of us, they are allowed to take any other recordings or videos of anyone else that we have guardianship over. Outside of that, they're not allowed to. If it's in public, fine, but going from her recording from her backyard to my backyard, when we have the expansion of privacy, that's illegal. And so far, no one has been able to do anything about it, so I want to know what is it to do? What can you guys do about it? Because I tried to talk to her twice, and she shut the door on me once and then walked away twice. First time I asked what's going on, is there a way to do it, anything we can do, and she basically shut the door. She said, call the cops, because that's what you guys have to do. And in my mind, that sounds like she's just calling the cops because we called the cops on her once, because that's the only thing they have to do. I'm pissed because my kids want to go outside and play, but they don't want her recording them because they want to play with the dogs, they want to play with each other. And at this point, I feel like she's just harassing us because she's mad because we called the cops on her because she was cutting down our tree, which once again is illegal. That's trespassing. And if I wanted to push it that far, destruction of property, because it's my tree. I don't want to do that. I'm usually a nice guy, nice going guy. You can talk to me. But at this point, I'm irritated.
So have you reported her videoing to the police at all?
No, I wasn't able to, because by the time I got out there, she put her phone down, got up and walked away. Riker, my oldest son, saw them, came inside and said, hey, why is she recording us? Because at this point, I think she's just picking on us because we're not the only person in that area that has dogs. Her neighbors across the way has a border collie. That dog barks throughout the night because I can hear it sometimes. The neighbor right next to him has a brown husky. The dog kind of barks, but not a lot. Still barks, it's a dog. We have neighbors that are 5 houses down, they have 4 dogs that bark all the time. And the 2 big dogs like to get out. And the little one likes to get out too and chase people. We have neighbors across the street, they have dogs, I can hear them bark. She's not calling the cops on them, but she's calling the cops on us. That's harassment. And I know the law well enough to know I can do something about it, but I'm not trying to. I wanted to get it here first, and if you guys can't do nothing about it, I'm hoping you guys can, I will press charges. Because my kids have a right to go in their backyard, play with their dogs, play by themselves, without having some weird lady record them in the backyard. Because she has a vendetta against my wife. And honestly, she needs to grow the fuck up. Excuse my language. I'm kind of irritated. Me and my wife both tried to talk to her about it. She shut the door on both of us. We told my wife, we told her if she wants her tree to get trimmed, moved, we can do that, but she can't do that by herself. But she can't just come over and do that.
Do we have anything in our code that says anything about this type of thing?
We looked in the code about dog barking. I can't remember what it said exactly, but none of the dog barking codes is we don't violate them. Because our dogs, once again, are not outside that often to violate them. They don't get out and loose and chase people. They're not violent. They're in the house 99% of the time.
I mean, as far as enforcement for, what we can do about, her videoing and, invading her privacy.
That's more of a civil matter, and you'd have to approach the cops with that one, probably. We really don't have any jurisdiction.
Well, that's the thing. They said that it's a city matter.
Her recording you is a city matter.
They said this whole thing is a city matter.
That's what.
Because if that's their
that's what the
code,
cop said.
state's code, we can't enforce the state's
No,
code.
we can't enforce state code.
Law enforcement has to enforce the state,
Yeah.
their code.
You know who the.
Friday, when they said they said the situation as of right now is a city situation. So
Who did you talk to?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Officer that came to you or?
Yes. Yeah, the officer that came to me.
Was it particular to the dogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this situation, he said he can't do nothing about it either.
Not about the
No,
recording?
yeah, no, he
Because
said,
he's not reported the recording yet.
I did.
This is just the dogs.
I talked to the sheriff today about her recording, and he said because it's in regards to the situation about the dogs, he can't do nothing about it because it's a city matter.
We have a nuisance dog policy or code.
There were codes on dogs, but not on video. That you found in the state code. I don't think we have.
We don't have one on video recording.
Yeah, that's state code.
Hold on,
So- We need to, so basically, we need to figure out how to resolve the dog parking situation or the lack of.
Which is,
dog
But you said they're not.
which we're, they're not barking. And
Right,
to the extent that they're not barking, we're resolving it, having someone out there all the time. And we can't keep them in the house all the time.
No.
so what I'm saying is that we need to
We bought,
basically somehow communicate to her that you are not violating the code
she doesn't care.
for the dogs.
That's the thing, she doesn't care.
And then we need to get that, resolved with the law enforcement, saying, no, they are not violating the city code for dog barking. And then, after we get that resolved, then it can go to the harassment
I said all
from that
that,
spot.
I told the cop that, and he said it's still a city matter, that's something your city has to deal with.
We need to find out.
We'll have to
So,
check.
yeah. And get.
Because
their
that doesn't
information.
sound right.
No,
He said
it's
it's a
not.
city ordinance thing, they have to deal with it. And that's just in regards to the dog parking. And because the fact that her videotaping my kids playing, even though she says she's videotaping the dogs barking, they're playing with my kids. That doesn't work still.
But that's her out.
That's,
She says she's
that's her
recording
out.
dogs.
She says but
Yeah,
my dogs are, one's here on top of one of my kids playing.
Right.
And the other one's by the other one playing.
so her out doesn't get her out.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So since the
Talk-
cop
we need to
doesn't-
talk to
So
whoever
since the
the
cop
was.
says you can't do nothing about it because it's a city ordinance thing, I need to know what you guys are gonna do about it. We took the measure of buying shot collars or bark collars, they're not here yet.
But you have ordered.
Yes. I would prefer not to use it because the last time we did, they dug into our dog's neck. But like I said, at this point, she's being a nuisance, she's harassing my family over something petty as I was telling her not to cut our tree down. I think this all stems from the fact that she wants our tree gone, which is my tree, I like where it's at.
Is she right in your backyard or where is she?
Her fence line is technically right on our property. So our fence is our fence, and then our property line ends 6 feet past our fence, which is right on top of where her fence is.
Because the only thing I can think of with the tree is, and if the tree overhangs her property, she can do so, but yeah, if it doesn't, then it's not an issue for her,
The things fall to our yard.
so.
So I agree with Rick, Andre, that we need to talk to our attorney referencing the code and situation, and then talk to the sheriff's office about it to figure out what the next step is from there. And then circle back around with you after we gather all of that information. Because I just looked at the code and it's like, I sent a picture to you guys, it's like on page 120 in our code book. But it talks specifically, I mean, what it's referencing, it doesn't have a crystal clear definition, unfortunately. Because it says the 120. So bothersome animals, it shall be unlawful for a person to keep within the city such bothersome animals as barking dogs, bees, cattle, horses, swine and sheep, or other animals which tend to disrupt the peace and good order of the community. Not a vicious dog, that's the next one.
They're not.
Complaint issued, the owner of any licensed dog or the owner, if known, and any unlicensed dog or other animal shall be issued a complaint to appear before a proper court to answer charges of permitting such dog or animal to be at large in violation of this article, and that's a code of Iowa. It's not us. And then the actions of dogs constituting a nuisance. It shall be unlawful for an owner of a dog to allow or permit such a dog to perform the following. Other premises, that's not an issue here. Cause annoyance, to cause serious annoyance or disturbance to any person or persons by frequent or habitual howling, yelping, barking, or otherwise, or by running after or chasing persons, bicycles, automobiles, or other vehicles.
None of that.
Cause damage, molest persons, molest animals, and accumulation of animal waste. So that's,
It's pretty vague, yeah.
yeah, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have what constitutes a barking dog, what constitutes a just, to cause serious annoyance. You know what I mean? Your definition, you have children, I have children, my threshold of serious annoyance is very high. You know what I mean?
I know what an annoying dog is. I've heard a dog bark all throughout the night,
You know what I
but
mean?
our dog doesn't do that.
Yeah, so I'm
They barely bark when they're inside.
yeah. Hey, sorry. My hope is that we can have a conversation, not only with the attorney after we figure out what we can and cannot do, but then also with Brenda about it. So it's our duty as on the city council to do that too.
I understand like the tree, if it's like overhanging her property, if she wants to trim that, that's fine, but this tree is like 4 feet into her property.
Yeah,
And
About 5 feet, 5 to 6, not even that, it's about 8 feet away from her fence, so it's
Yeah.
not falling into her yard.
and like her little reason was because it's a mulberry tree, needs to come down, whatever, it's in my property. She didn't cut it all the way down, she cut down 2 of the stumps that come out. And the cop said like they destroyed the integrity of the tree because it needed that stability. So if it falls, she's gotta be responsible for that damage. And that's why we called the cops to cover our own asses for that. But like she knows, and she told the cop that that is definitely in our property, she knows. And our thing is like, we want to be able to fix it and we have tried to talk to her multiple times. But every time we do try, sorry, I'm an honor runner. Anyway, anytime we do try, she shut us out and we don't know where to go from there. Like we have tried to talk, I mean, like you said, like,
She shut the door on us, she just walks away.
right, and we've done the measures on our part. We covered our asses with the tree, so if it falls down, like, it's not on us. Our dogs are in the house with us, which they usually have always been that way. Kids are outside with them if they are. We've got bark collars because we know that that's her complaint. We're trying to cover whatever we can, but we can't even voice that to her because she just shuts us out. And so we don't know where to go anymore. Like, we can't talk to them. Can you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Basically.
we do that stuff all the time. We have those conversations all the time.
Yeah, because at this point, like, it scares our kids. Like, the older 3 boys, they're whatever, but like, Tavia and Braxton, they're tiny. They don't understand why the cops are coming all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I said, I have no idea how many times she's recorded our kids in the backyard, or even just our dogs with the kids in the backyard. This is just the first time
You've seen it, yeah.
it's been caught.
Yeah.
So,
So that's basically where we're at.
and I have no idea if that's just from Friday when the cop actually talked to me. He said that they got another complaint from her the week before that. So I have no idea if it's been going on for the last 2 weeks. And just thinking about that makes me even more mad.
Mhm.
Because my kids want to go outside, play with the dog, play. And like I said, if they're playing with the dogs are going to bark.
Mhm. Yeah. Let us do a little bit of work on our side, talking to the people that we need to talk to figure out what the city can and can't do. And then we'll talk to Brenda too, and then we'll circle back, and then probably the sheriff's office too, and then we'll circle back around with you guys.
Right.
Okay?
We don't want to go to extreme measures. But
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to.
we are willing to if we have to, but we don't want to.
Well, one thing, but we can for sure do is have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
That's- I mean, as long as she doesn't shut the door on us, but,
Right.
you know, we can at least attempt that.
Right.
And let you know how that goes.
It'd be great.
Because by all means, you always want to settle things in the
You-
Right.
Least, yeah.
civil way possible
Yeah.
conversations.
Yeah, like we said, we have tried, like even when she did cut our tree down, like I went out there and tried to talk to her as they were doing it, and they wouldn't even talk to me then, like. And she's never said anything before, and we always try to be like good for her. If my kids throw a frisbee over the fence, like they have to walk all the way around the cul-de-sac, not into her yard, and ask her for it back, and just trying to be respectful of her. We try not to cause too much trouble for her. Apparently our dogs do, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Thank you guys for
Okay.
coming
Thank
and
you.
for
Thank you.
giving us
Appreciate
all the background. I appreciate it.
Thank
a
you.
lot. Thank you. Okay. Back on track. Let's see. Okay. Update on the community center. So item A, we still have the money from insurance. We still have the money from fundraising and our grants. We have the Kubota side-by-side raffle happening at the Fall Festival on the 25th. It's set for tentatively at 1 o'clock or right before 1 o'clock, right after hopefully everyone eats and does a little bingo. It'll be popular at the park and we'll be able to do that. I don't think we have many tickets left, Carol. I think we're getting close to the very, very end. I have one left at my house. I have it, no, it's already signed for
It's already
somebody.
signed.
Yeah, no, it's already signed for somebody. I just forgot to bring it over. So that's great. The design committee, our meeting is on Wednesday, the 22nd at 4. More specifics again with the interior designer person. And if you want to be on Teams for that, we can get a Teams invite sent out. The CAT grant, I have to do the intent to file. I am going to the Lyon County Board of Supervisors meeting tomorrow morning. Jen is going to hang out with me. We're going to do a presentation to those gentlemen and see if they would consider supporting the project. That's something that is important for the CAT grant. So need to be able to show county support. So I'm going to go ask for that tomorrow. And then once that's done, I'll do the intent to file. Last but not least, so E actually encapsulates 2 giant questions. Maybe first and foremost is when do you want to demolish this building? Because that will answer the question of when we're moving City Hall and where we're moving it to. I forwarded you, Eric was going to come, he's sick, so he could not be here. So he sent an email, and you should have seen it, I forwarded it to you, with the why, not the why, with the timeline of how things are impacted. Because I know that was a big question for a lot of people. So he spelled that out in his email. If it's done,
I was in the meeting, I didn't see that.
yes. It adds, if it's not done until the spring, it just pushes out further, right? So your chances or likelihood of a 2026 building go away.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide timeline, it's from October to February.
You sent 540.
You know, Blue City Rights Library that is being used out. Also the lights.
So the email reads, in regards to the library and office is moving out, demolition, removal, and preparation of the site for construction of the new community center, we have the following recommendations. October through February, move the city offices, library, fitness rooms out along with all items salvageable of the building prior to demolition in the spring. This could take a month or more, which should happen prior to spring construction. Early spring, February through May, to be determined by the construction manager. Existing building demolition, this would require the city offices, library, and meeting rooms to be relocated and moved out of the building prior to demolition in early spring and coordinated. To assist the city in preparing the demolition documents as soon as possible, once the building is removed along with the foundations. The construction manager would coordinate new engineered fill that would be placed and coordinated with the new footing and foundation systems. We believe the project construction would take 12 to 14 months. Once the construction manager is on board, this will help determine more accurately the overall construction schedule, which could potentially be improved from our 12 to 14 month estimate.
Yeah, so that timeline gives us until February just to move out. And then February through May is the actual demolition.
So with the people that offered to help with demolition at cost, what was his name again, Chad?
Travis Magnuson.
Yeah. Would that offer be available in the spring, or is it just in the, right now? Because he's
Well, he said
looking for a
it'd
little more.
be really good if it was after Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and on to the winter.
Mhm.
And obviously, there's not much for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ground's froze.
So we couldn't really prep the groundwork after demolition before the winter. It's probably gonna be too frozen for that. Yes, no, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, you probably wanna get the, if you're gonna do, you know, we don't know what kind of a winter we're gonna have either.
Yeah.
But if you get dumped on or with snow or it's 30 below for 2 weeks in a row again, like we had a few years ago, equipment ain't gonna wanna run, everything's gonna be frozen in there hard, it's gonna suck. So you almost wanna get it done late November, early December at that point.
Yeah.
December, January.
Just kind of wondering if we demo beforehand, before the first of the year, would we be able to get into it next winter? Because that's probably when it gets the most use, the gym,
Well, 12
with all the
14
kids.
12 to 14 months.
Yeah.